Alright folks, we have barely survived, another Monaco Grand Prix. After crawling through the motorsport equivalent of watching paint dry, F1 drags us to round 9, the Spanish Grand Prix. It's the final race of the triple header and it's the last boss battle before the teams can go home and cry into their telemetry data. Now, let's be honest, the Spanish Grand Prix hasn't exactly been the Travis Scott of the F1 calendar. For years, it was kinda like that group project member who just shows up and does the bare minimum, but thanks to the layout change, RIP Finance again, we won't miss you, Barcelona is now not bad, and after Monaco, it low-key feels like Silverstone on steroids. Look, Monaco is pretty if you're into yachts, overpriced champagne, and influencers/celebrities pretending they watch Formula 1. But as a race, it's atrocious, worse than the Rise of Skywalker levels of disappointment. Nothing happens, one crash, one red flag, everyone pits, and boom, your Sunday is now a 78-lap funeral for overtaking. Just listen to George Russell crashing out.
So every driver has a button that they get a chance to put the sprinklers on around the track. So you get a choice if you want to do it in qualifying or in the race, but you can only do it once in the whole weekend.
Right.
And
but every driver has that.
Every driver, I think one driver from one team then.
You've got a golden ticket under your seat.
Yeah, and then the sprinklers come on, spices it up a bit. Yeah. You don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know, because the race is pretty silly. Maybe, a plane can fly over and put water on the track at a random point. Maybe this is the solution. Maybe another good solution is we do the Lego racing instead. I don't know. So maybe instead of 2 pit stops, we have 15. I don't know. Go on, George. There's just a few. Off the top of my head.
Okay, maybe you should suggest those.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm all.
Yeah. Do that.
That's why I'm part of a GPDA.
That's why.
These wise ideas don't come from many people.
So, in my opinion, this is a valid crash out. Watching Monaco is like trying to read a book in a nightclub. It's a cool setting, yeah, but it makes zero sense. At least Imola tried. It's narrow, overtaking chances, mostly limited to the DRS zone, but there was strategy, tower, and a bit of, maybe something might happen. This year, the Imola Grand Prix was pretty decent actually. So, yeah. Monaco, not so much though. Even the 2 pit stop was not enough to fix Monaco. Enter Barcelona, the Grand Prix we used to collectively forget even existed.
Oh, that's good. I keep having this nagging feeling that I've forgotten something.
Hey, if you forgot it, it probably wasn't all that important.
Yeah, I guess.
Now riding in like a mid-season fan favorite character who just got a haircut and storyline. The reworked layout makes the track flow better, and compared to the last 2 races, it's giving actual race vibes. Plus, this is where the technical side of F1 starts popping off, teams bring upgrades, aero packages get tested, engineers start sweating like they're playing Elden Ring blindfolded, and if someone's about to break out of the midfield, this is usually where it starts. So we expect Red Bull to try and reassert dominance since they will bring some upgrades based on what Max said. Ferrari's bringing a new front wing which could either unlock performance or unlock a new era of chaos, and McLaren seems to be so ahead of the competition that they can just go and race with a wheel removed and still fight for the win. Also, Spanish Prince Carlos Sainz and the Spanish King Fernando Alonso will be eyeing a podium at home. Now, chat, I know, they don't have the proper machinery to fight for a podium, but a lot can happen. Before we dive headfirst into this year's drama, let's rewind to 2024 real quick. Last year's Grand Prix was the first proper test of the new layout with cars that could actually take advantage of it, and spoiler alert, it didn't disappoint. The removal of the final chicane turned out to be an actual W for racing, giving drivers a proper shot at launching moves down the main straight instead of just awkwardly queuing up like they're at the airport security. Lando Norris, who delivered a masterclass performance and showed everyone that McLaren meant business. Mercedes, surprisingly not mid for once, looked semi-competitive and reminded us that they still know how to build a car. The biggest winner out of them all, the circuit itself. For the first time in forever, people weren't roasting Barcelona for being boring. I mean, in fact, some fans were like, wait, was that actually good race in Barcelona? Yes, Timmy, it was. it was a good race in Barcelona. Aston Martin, unfortunately, they brought a big upgrade only for it to flop harder than a Netflix live-action anime remake. Sergio Perez, who qualified poorly and spent most of the race stuck behind cars he probably shouldn't be in a Red Bull again, and Monaco indirectly, because the comparison made it look even more useless. So yeah, the layout changes, certified success, fans loved it, drivers actually had room to breathe, and for once, Spain wasn't a boring race. The 2024 edition gave me hope that this Grand Prix wasn't just filler in the calendar. Now with the 2025 grid being this close and teams bringing the heat and the memes, the stage is set for another unexpectedly decent showdown. Or at least I hope so, for the sake of all F1 fans. We just wanna watch a good race. A race that might actually slap. Yeah, the Spanish Grand Prix isn't suddenly a roller coaster, but when the last two races felt like endurance tests for your attention span, Barcelona will help us wake up from what we witnessed the previous Sunday. Expect actual overtakes, real strategy, and some post-Monaco therapy for all of us. So let's just agree, if this one's even halfway decent, we can just pretend that the Monaco Grand Prix was just a bad dream. If you made it this far without falling asleep like it's lap 38 of Monaco, you clearly have taste, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If we reach 1,000 before July, I will personally win the championship for Ferrari myself.